That's all sort of lined up now. And then the power. That all works well. Hello RC fans, Racing 393. Quick message. Upcoming actually the end of this week, I've got a nice little series that you might be interested in. So it follows on, as you can see by the picture there, my Tamiya TA series. Lots were learnt, I can tell you now. I learnt a hell of a lot. Lots of details which I actually wouldn't have known at all. Got some help off some forums and other bits and pieces. Found out for myself. Sometimes found out the hard way. But we start this series. At the moment, it's a 4, maybe 5-part series. At the time of recording, I may not have totally finished the build, but we've got lots and lots to do on the car. It wasn't that much of a basket case, but it had a lot of money thrown at it to make the chassis what I think is awesome. So sit back, grab yourself a drink, please give the video a like, subscribe to my channel, and you'll be notified of when other videos like this come out. I'm actually going to watch it because I haven't seen it since I've edited it, so oddly enough I'm going to watch it. So I hope you do too. And
we've got the TA01 chassis. I might try a different camera angle if I'm honest, but that's the one I bought. It's got lots of missing things on it, and it was relatively cheap, under £12 actually I paid for this. You'll notice here I've got a different wheel on it. They're the ones I bought, mainly because although I like these wheels and tyres, the tyres are absolutely shot to bits that came with it. I mean, here's one there, look. See that? It's just rotten. So the foams are okay. So I've got the foams, but the wheels that come with it, these wheels, I've took them apart. I like these wheels. So you've got the chrome bit like that, and someone's annoyingly painted out a sort of a luminous colour. I think what I'm going to do is get the chrome off of that and repaint that, because it goes together. I won't put it in there because it's sort of hard to get out, but it does sort of fit in like this. And then you get like, I'll show you this side. So you can see the wheel there on the front, this the back, sorry. It's got a deep dish, but they're the ones I'm going to put on there. I've got some other bits and pieces here which I need to show you, so I think what I'll do for now is rather than looking at me, we'll have a different camera angle. So it's here that the chassis here, we've got the other wheels and tyres, well, tyres. So they're quite very soft compound, this one here. You can see quite a nice tread pattern. A rally tyre, tarmac stroke dust. So they come with inserts. So they're new. Got them. You can see the other stuff here just behind the car actually. These are from HPI, so they're sort of the rims I'm going to use. Rally type rims if you like. They've got a slight dish to them, very slight dish where the nut goes in, but yeah. What else we got here? I've got a couple of ball diff conversions, so I've got one here, so we're going to put the ball diffs in. I've got another one in here as well, it's like an original one, so I've got that to go in. I've got another part here that's just, I'm not sure this is, I don't know what to do on this one, but this is a torque converter or power converter. I don't even know if it works, as in, is it even for this? But we'll find out on that. I've got some other bits and pieces coming as well. Another wheel. I think it is a double. I think it is an actual double wing on there, which is handy. I think Looking at that, I think it is. And the shell. So I'll just move this there. You know, and it does fit. There we go. So this project's going to be quite long because I'm still waiting for bits and pieces. I'm not sure how many segments I'm going to put this into, but yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, it's got like a, I'm not sure what motor that is, but it does look, if I can see, can you see that? I don't know if you can see the light actually, can you see it? There, you see it? It's just, get my lefts and rights on the camera, it's really annoying. So I don't know what, it's a brushed motor, but I'm not sure what one that is. That taken out, it has got some damage on it. You can see that. See it on that hub? It's sort of cracked, which is typical. 1993, isn't it, at least? It's got a servo in there which I'm not going to use. The shocks work okay, but I'm going to get the upgraded ones like I used to have. Yeah, there's quite a lot going on at the moment. Actually, I've almost got too much going on. Yeah, keep watching and I'll be back soon in this video with some more updates on the Tamiya TA01. I think that is a TA01, I think. Right, TA01. You probably would have seen some video shorts that I've done over the last sort of day or two. Here's sort of a close-up of it. Sort of the rear transmission, full diff. Sort of went together really well. I think when it comes to doing like Tamiya, you know, plastics, they can be so brittle. I don't know if you can see that on there, look, but you're probably thinking, what are you looking at? But just there, cracked. You see that? So the shock tower, which is plastic, but luckily I've got a load of other upgrades, as I normally do, coming for this, namely some aluminium front and rear shock towers. So amongst many other things. Now if the front, I've got to do the front, I've got to strip it down, but you can see the difference. I mean, it probably doesn't look a lot different on camera, but this needs stripping down. I think there's a geared diff in there, and I'm planning on putting a ball diff, which I've got just out of shot up there. This motor is, what they call it is a Team Echo. Nothing spectacular. 23 turn, but it's in good condition. For now, we're probably going to put that in because, I mean, it looks like it's hardly been used, so that will go in. But I'm waiting for a motor mount. I want an aluminium motor mount because this one that comes with the kit is those cheap and nasty plastic ones. Make sure it goes in focus. So adequate for, like, I mean, it'll be alright for that one, but I'm planning to put a little more power for it if I can at some point.
Yeah, so I've gone to RC Mart and ordered a load of stuff, hopefully to make this pretty much standard TA01 into a slightly hopped up version. I've also got another one coming along, carbon fibre. Looks good, but that'll be a separate. I mean, it's all pretty good on there by the looks of it. I'll show you if I get a chance. I'll stick a picture up there now of what I've bought. Pretty much reliving my childhood, to be honest. I was one of those kits of yesteryear that I sold that I regret. But you've still got, you've probably seen a video of these as well, the wheels and the inserts of the wheels, which you've got to paint, but all the chrome's been taken off. So we've got those to use, and we've got those ones that you've probably seen anyway. These type of rally type of, they've got inserts inside. They're quite grippy, so they could be an option. I think my next task is I've got to get the whatever servo that is in there out, and we can test it using one of those. We'll do that now, I think. Looks to be pretty good. It is a Samoa, but does it work? Nope, it doesn't work, so oh well, never mind. We just take the bits off that we need then. That's a shame. It's the first time I've ever had one that doesn't work. In the bin it goes. Just going to take this battery plate off. It's times like this when you find extra damage that you didn't realise. 90, I don't know, 91, over 30 years old. It doesn't look broken. So, you know, it's just old, isn't it? Not only to clean. Oh, what's in there? Look. That's what I was looking for. I wonder what that is then. So that's broken. I think that went in there. You can start thinking about taking the front bumper off, I think, now. It's quite a solid front bumper on this, so depends if it's had any like frontal impacts. Wasn't a lot of difference between TA01 and TA02 anyway, from my understanding. Apart from 91 was TA01 and 93 was TA02. That's when I got one, 1993. Strip all this down. Done. It clearly has been sat in rain or something. No damage, no extra damage, apart from the standoff from there. You can see that on there. So that I'm going to clean that up. And here's the front. I think it's got a geared diff in here. That's my understanding. No other plastics are damaged, but you can see a close up. That's like the one that's not touched against the one that I have cleaned. The camera probably doesn't show it, but this one's definitely dirtier. Shocks, yeah, as expected. But they're only sort of cheap CVAs. They've still got oil in them. And you've got the uprights, which I'll strip them down separately. One of the uprights is broken. Yeah. Let me just. Can you see that? No. There. Cracked, but I've got some more. Coming. So let's see. Whilst I'll clean that, let's see what's in here. A geared diff in the front, which is fairly normal. But I'm going to put a ball diff in there. That's the plan. Let's just take it apart and then we'll clean up the rest. It's in fairly good condition, but yeah, I'm not planning on using this, but I think a ball diff will fit. Right, I think what I've got to do now is take the rest of this bit apart. The output shaft and that other gear, and then give it a good clean. Nice and clean. So even like that, it looks a lot better. The chassis, it's all come out really good. No damage, as I've said. There's a few scrape marks on here, but you can see there, very clean. I'm going to start assembling this now, so it looks like this. Now I have got some hop-up parts to put on, but I'm going to build the two gearbox front and rear. I won't put it together yet. Probably repair this bit that's broken on the chassis, but we'll get it so it's two separate halves the best I can. The shocks, which will need cleaning, and then by the time you see that part of the video, hopefully there'll be more hop-ups. I've got stuff coming from Japan, and I think they're both Japan actually. RC Mart and Bai. So without further ado, I'm going to have a poo. No, I'm not. I'm going to carry on. Right. Let me get as far as I can. Yeah. Smooth. Done. Well, that bit is front and rear. Waiting for some bits now, to be honest. So I'm not going to put it on the chassis. No point. But everything's free. It works as it should. Kind of repaired that hub, as in glued it together. But yeah, you can see, if I sort of turn that, I mean, it's super smooth. It's really much better than it was. I think we'll leave it there actually. It's been posted all my upgrades, which I'll now start replacing what's on here and then putting it onto the chassis. But I have got carbon fibre chassis coming, which is a complete one again. So yeah, it's all those bits there still, but yeah, beautiful.
Just, I think we're going to try and dye these. I was going to paint them. I'm not so sure. So I'm going to go and boil some water and just, I don't know what, maybe I have got some black or charcoal. So I'm going to try. I don't know if it will. These are sort of like really old nylon. I'm unsure. But we can only try. So we'll get the pan. I'll go and do that and I'll come back and show you. So this is currently what it looks like. You know. And I've got the innards. These have got to be like manually sprayed. So this, I mean, that's the front wheel, so it doesn't really matter what wheel I do. Yeah, we'll just try one at a time, and I'll come back, show you the results, good or bad. To that, it's not bad. I don't think it's taken there, but that's because I got a feeling. Yeah, that's the wheel. That's the wheel that I glued, so there's a little bit of residue. So never mind about that, not too bothered. But you know, it's taken the colour. So these will just spray white for now, primer, then I'll do a colour, and then they can go on. So it should look, and I'll probably put the other tyres on, the tyres that I bought, and see what they look like. It's all right though. It's covered all right. It's not too bad. If you look closely at it, if I zoom in, it's a bit. You can kind of see where it's hasn't quite got into the crevices, but good enough. Right, let's get some colour, well, some primer onto those, I guess. Painted and lacquered. Did them orange in the end. I'm hoping they should squeeze in. The lacquer's not dry. Don't touch them yet. Okay. Yeah, the lacquer's still soft. So, yeah, well, you can see I won't put them in, but if I just hold it up to the camera so you can see the contrast, kind of. There you go. What do you reckon? That's better than it was. So we've got to let them. There's no point trying to put them together yet. I'm always impatient. I never learn. So that's them. Oh God! Just drop it on there. Why don't you? Right. So that's that. What else? Maybe even cut the body shell out. I don't know. I can just do the trim lines. I haven't got to worry too much. They'll fit. It'll fit anyway, won't it? The wheelbase is fine. Yeah. Let's just get that cut out. I've got like a scissor sharpener here. It's difficult to do on these ones because it's not quite long enough, but like that. Then we'll do that side. It kind of just, I think it just sort of polishes. I think it's there actually, there. Right, let's cut this out. I'll probably speed this bit up if I'm honest. And then we'll just trim round the edges and then do the wheel arches. There you go. All the screens go dark on this camera. I'm not sure what to do on the front bit there. That maybe that corner's got to be kind of trimmed around, but I'll leave it for now. Nice and easy. It's a non-Tamiya as well, so yeah, I like it when it's like that. I quite like the Escort shape, that type as well. Four-wheel drive. I do prefer the Mark II or the Mark 1, but yeah, the Mark 4, Mark 5 Escort is just as nice looking, I think, in my opinion. I bought that. Well, it came in a bundle with other stuff. I don't even know what it is. It was listed under TA02 and TA01. I don't know what it is. I can't, it's all in Japanese. I just don't know. It means absolutely nothing to me. It's possible that it's to do with the drive shaft, which is what I think it could be. If you can read Japanese, then you're better than I am, because you've got this. Now that does look like, you know, part of that. I don't even know if that'll fit in. That's not going to go in there. Oh, it does go in there. So that's the original coat hanger prop, which I've got a different one now, but and the bit at the end, I'm pretty sure, I reckon that must go on somehow. I think it's a torque splitter, which means it's to do with the front and rear diff. I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out. Well, let me just show you something. That is an Allen key. Oh my god, I don't want to do this. Can you see that? It has to be the world's smallest grub screw. I think it does go in here. I'm sort of a bit worried about, so it's got this little, it's got this end bit on here, which I don't think is needed. And we've got this. Now we have got 3 grub screws, and there's 3 holes in this, so that must go onto here. Completely like wrong to me, but there you go, like that. And then we've got that just goes onto there, which means these must, so that's threaded, that's threaded, that assembly there, that must screw onto there then. So camera's got too hot, and I have left it on all afternoon. What I'm going to do is turn it off to cool it down. I'm going to attempt to put this assembly together I need to work out what order that all goes in. Right, let me cool this. This needs to cool down, and I need to get some brains. Right, torque converters on. Definitely wasn't like the instructions, but yeah, I think it's for the GTR, which is a drift car, isn't it? So, don't know. I suppose it's puts more power to the back than the front, I guess. But yeah, so we'll use that for now. You can see, but it was a weird instructions set. It definitely wasn't what it looked like, but yeah, well, we've got some more stuff coming soon, so I will be back. It's not going to work anyway because that's too long. Okay, so it seems like wheelbase is different to using this torque converter to the standard prop. It's quite a lot different. Something I overlooked. I'll need to figure that out. That I'm not that up on TA01s and 2s. I do short wheelbase, long wheelbase, so it might be a chassis I might need to get. But the wheelbase is okay for the Escort. Maybe that was for the Corolla, don't know. So anyway, whatever it'll be, I will sort it. Okay. You'd have seen that prop, as I've mentioned, is too long, which means that prop is a TA01. Now, as it happens, that there is an upgrade TA01 prop, and looking at this, it would go in there pretty much as that sits. So that explains that. I actually bought this by mistake, believe it or not, because this one is a TA02, which that's the TA02 coat hanger, and you can see there it's exactly the same length, which means this one won't fit the TA01. It's a TA02 chassis. That's what this was. So my mistake is actually paid off for once. Now, what else have we got here? I've had a bit of I've had a right mare with these wheels. I can't get those to fit. That circle in there and that should butt up. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I digress ever so slightly, but that bit there, give or take 17 millimeters or 16.9, 17. So you think, cool. The internal of that, I can't quite get in there like you want to, but we'll do our best. At the very best, 16.2. So it's smaller. Why the hell's that? I'm pretty sure that this fits in, screws in, you know. Am I missing something here, or have I just done something completely wrong? Or does it hold it square? But then I can't get the screws to fit. They're not long enough. which makes me think that should go in. I don't know what the hell's going on. I've only dyed them, painted them. Anyway, now some of this might, in traditional fashion, not be needed, but there's some of these will. Stainless steel suspension shafts. I've got a feeling they're for the bottom. There's 4, 1 spare. You've got the others on here which are slightly shorter that go on the end. I don't even know if you can see that. Can you see that down there? Probably not actually. Where's the come on, whoever I am. Who would I be? I said it before, I know. Stephen. His name's Stephen or something. Anyway, let's get this. Hang on, let me just get this where you can see the bloody thing. Although saying that, it's not going to fit on here, is it? That's a bit of a pointless thing to do. Yeah, it's just not going to sit on there, is it? Right, I'll put it like that for now. What I was talking about, actually, you still can't see it. Hang on. Camera. Adjustment incoming. There we go. What was I saying? Yeah. Those are really for those long bits here. So there's 4. You've got, I forgot to buy them, shorter ones here. I should have bought them, but never mind. I'm going to probably build a diff. So it's just got some steel balls like that, and what I thought might be good as well, ceramic, you can see there. So they'll go on the ball diff. Whichever way I want to build them. What are these? These are another pair of. I don't know whether I use both these or one. So I've got another car coming. It says TA01, TA02. So we've got some, universal spring steel drive shafts. So I've got like 2 of those. Whether I just put a pair on each car, don't know. That's not really a hop up, that's just bits, some body pins, body clips which I didn't have. Again, another pair of just the touring car hard joint cup set that goes into the ball diff. I've got 2. So if I put a ball diff on front and rear, which I don't know if I'll do that, but I might rebuild the other one when I get it. So it's got what, so we use it on each car. Some Delrin plastic gears, so we'll replace the ones in the back. Not that they need replacing, but aluminium front gearbox cover. So it's the red, of course we've got to do red. That one. This isn't all of it, by the way. I keep saying aluminium, it's a habit now. Aluminium steering assembly. It's got to be better than what currently was on there, the plastic one. It's got bearings with it and everything. Some aluminium. What was that? That front one. Rear shock tower. Of course, we're going to got the front one here somewhere. But I'll get that in a minute. Rear hubs. So they go on. Of course, they're red. A rear gearbox cover, which is the bit you can see here. So that will go on there. Must be at the end now. Oh no, not yet. C-hubs, which go on the front. So replaces all those plastic ones. Why are you doing this, I hear you ask? Why not? Why not? And the front shock tower to replace the obvious bit there in red. Now the other final bit in here, which I don't know how far I'll go with this yet, but this might go on the other one yet, but we'll see. High speed, if they're called them high speed, but new bull races, we'll see about that.
So all that will be put onto this chassis in the next showing. The torque, what is this called? Torque converter. So it is all been put together. It's still a coat hanger style, and you've probably seen this anyway. I'll give you a close up. Yeah, I mean, I think when I say, I think I might have mentioned like front and rear diff. I think it's to do with just the power delivery from the rear to the front. I've got a feeling I've never seen this, so I'm literally guessing. And because it's long wheelbase, at least the Escort or the Skyline GTR, it was for that. So we are going to still use the coat hanger because it's part of this, but I have got a load of other bits that haven't arrived yet, so we've got to wait till those arrive before I can start this build. Can't think what's in there. I think it's another ball diff. I think I've got some shocks, some other hop up parts, similar make to what this was, some Japanese never heard of hop up company. It's the same, or I think it is, it might not be, Rainbow Products. So that was the torque converter. There's another one as well. I've got some other bits and pieces. What else have I got? Oh, front hubs, because these ones are split even though I've repaired them, and another chassis, carbon fibre. So that's the hop up carbon fibre. That's a TA01, well, I'm assuming TA02, I could be wrong. And I've got another chassis that's coming for this one, TA01. So we'll have to wait and see till that turns up, so we can mount this on. We'll probably use them wheels. Don't know what to do about them yet. That's annoying, that is. Everything's fallen off in here. What is going on? But yeah, so I don't know. Probably, or not probably. I'm gonna have to use them, aren't I? Yeah. I think that'll do. I think I've done all I can. I'm looking forward to this. Like I said, this one's come out really well. It's got a geared diff in the front of that. It's smooth as silk. It's lovely. It's a pity you can't do feeler vision. Most of my videos will cover like Nitro, but clearly having some electric stuff, some vintage electrics, as in cars, is definitely worth it. And this is, as far as this is concerned, well, it would have been a TA02, but so this is presumed from about 93, maybe. Yeah, it's in tip-top condition. It's just that I've got, it's surprising the things that change. You read about it, but it doesn't quite sink in my little brain. This has got like the standard ball diff in it, rear, but like I've got the ceramic or the steel balls there, so I might even make another ball diff up and put it in. I think you can tell what wheelbase by the angle of those rear drive shafts. You see them the way they sort of go. Well, if I put it like that, they go back from the drive shaft cups from the gearbox to the hubs. If you look sort of down on it, they sort of go towards the back. Yeah. Anyway, this
kind of follows the line of the skyline. I mean, this would fit on there standard as is, like that, but then this drive shaft is like mega long, so I'm just going to rest it on there for now. But that will be end of this video. We've got, I say, waiting for some bits at the time of recording. We'll get, you know, it'll be part 3, which will be the installation of these, and I should have some other bits to show you as well. I was debating what to do, whether to put that motor on it, or I've got a much, I don't know. Let me just show you. I had it in a Mini, I think. There's a couple up here. I'll show you this one. Maybe I'll use this one. 15 turn double. I'll have to sort out this, but we've got like a Palmer modified, super modified. This one, yeah, I mean, I'd like to put that in. Maybe, I don't know yet. It's a bit of a whirlwind of. I've got another motor there as well. I'm not going to get that down. That one's really nice. I had this one here. I'll show you anyway. Let me show you. This was in the Escort, the other Escort, as in the MX-05, or was it in the Mini as well? Reedy Krypton, I think it's like KR modified. So if you look at this one here, that's absolutely lovely. So either or, probably actually it'll either be, I'll be honest, it's going to be one of these two. I'm not quite sure which one yet. I'll show you a bit of a close-up. First off, we'll have a look at what I've got. The extras that I was waiting for. I think I will show you this though. I managed to get these all done. That wasn't easy. It did go in there flush, but I think where I dyed them, I think that bit in the middle kind of expanded a little bit, so I had to Dremel it out, and I had to put some different hardware on the back because I didn't have enough of the original. But they're okay, so they're all done. Parts, and you've got some just in front of you here. So I've got these on my eBay store anyway, but they're hard to get hold of. So they're just the low friction shocks. Got clearly need 2. So I've got those front hubs, body posts, motor mount, original Tamiya rear wishbones, and yet another one of those blue bling M3 size hardware, which I might try and replace some of them on this one. It kind of leads me on to was it that? Yeah, when I bought the chassis, you can see here the coat hanger style prop that came with it, but that's really long. That doesn't fit this chassis. So when you put this onto the TA01, which is what that's from, it's then too long, so I've got to change the rear wishbones, which then means if I get the correct wishbones, we can put this little torque converter on, because why not? Because I bought it thinking it was probably something else, I guess, and that's the same length. So end to end, you can see it's the same. My hand gets out of the way. It's the same length as a well, not the same length, TA02, and you can see the difference. Put them together, kind of. Look, and it's quite a big difference in length. There's going to be a separate video for this next bit. Carbon fibre TA02 complete, which I'm going to strip down and rebuild. But I've got to show you something before I move on to the normal car. These tyres are absolutely, they've never been so hard. If you're wondering, well, not that you are, but I'm going to show you. Here's a proper wheel and tyre. Rubber. I'd hate to think how long these have been, whatever. I crushed it with my hand. Look, I'll try and do a little bit on camera, but do you hear that? It's plastic. Oh, I mean, look. I mean, the foam's okay, but that's just breaking off. I mean, how old is that? Oh, there you go. That's gone absolutely everywhere. But you get the idea. It's got, but looks like an original. Is it sport tuned? I think. Like back in the day, original. It's got a racing pack NiCad, which probably won't work. You can see that in there. And it's got one of them electronic speed controllers that I used to have. If you're interested, here's the actual body shell. So it's not bad. It's a good run at body shell. It is an original Tamiya one. So finally got what I've been trying to get for like years. To start with, we'll do that. Shock tower, front hubs, C hubs, and that bit into aluminium. And that's it, like before. Get in there. Don't even ask about them. Better start that bit now. Right, we're pretty much up to where I can go, really. Front and rear looks pretty nice. I'll show the back. Looks quite good. Some bit of blue bling as well. You see the front, but I'll show you it again. Looks quite nice. Waiting for some more bits. I think the next main bit I'm going to put on is so we've got the steering rack. Now I think I'm going to put that in the other chassis. I still want to use the TT01 so that I can put this on. Torque splitter. Don't know, maybe you're probably thinking why bother, but I bought it and I want to use it. Simple as that, really. And it won't go on this chassis. It's like you've seen, it's too long, but it will go on the TA01. But I'm waiting for some bits. Might as well do them. Put these on, replace those. It's not worth filming these, to be honest, although I like building them. I suppose it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I enjoy it. So we've got that, replace those. These work really well anyway. I mean, they're the originals, so there's nothing wrong with them, but we're going to put those on. Maybe some gears inside, and the bearings while we've got the gear case open. I think these use like the ball socket attachment at the top, so we'll gain a couple more of these blue hardware that we can use elsewhere maybe. The only real thing I do different, I use, well, this isn't different. I use the pistons with a single hole, hard, and you're probably thinking why. And then I tend, this is a 1.6mm little drill. I drill them out 1.6mm. I find that works well. Now you might think, well, just use 2 holes. Maybe, but when I do it like this, I get quite good results where it's not too soft or too stiff, but I can get the body shell tucked right down on the wheels. So I like to get my cars low. That's the plan anyway. So 1.6mm. I haven't done them yet, but we're just going to drill these out. It's like a hand drill, just sort of one of these. It seems to work all right once I do it up the right way. So you just sort of nip it, make sure it's in the centre, and then I'll show you one anyway while I'm here. It's really fiddly. So there's one that I haven't done, and then 1.6mm. It's just going through now. You probably can't see that. It's really, I can't see it and I'm here. So effectively, it's got to clear out this. It's a little bit. There is a little bit of a burr in there. Burr. Like that. I was going to do it. I should do it on camera, shouldn't I? It's because I can't see anything. Like that. Just make sure it's okay that way. There's not a lot of meat left on the piston, but you might even better tell the difference. But if I show you, that's one I've done, and then there's one I haven't done. It looks the same. No, it's not. It is different. My little bad eyes can see it, and so should you. Anyway, that's what I do. Done. Perfect. That's the difference. It's got a lot more movement there. That one, although it works, and probably would be good. But yeah, voila. Good. Another bit we've done. That's the TA01 chassis. I've just put some carbon fibre covering. There's a few sort of stretch marks on there, but it doesn't matter. It's only to give it some sort of uniform colour and to tidy it up a little bit. It was a bit scratched, but that front's done. Shocks and wheels, so we're going to put that on. We're done up to the point where we've got everything on. Put the bottom wishbones on the other way round and adjusted everything. We've got the long prop in, front's all on. Rear CVDs aren't long enough now, so I mean they are the TA02 rear wishbones. That there is a TA01. The rear tyres I've got to change because they're not correct. I think, don't know, I might need adjustable rear links, because maybe could do with the rear hubs slightly negative. That would help with the CVDs. I don't know why they're so short. I mean, I have got all longer ones on order. I don't suppose you can see them there anyway, but when the suspension goes up, in fact that one there has almost come out. Yeah, I'll show you the back. You might better see, because yeah, it's pretty much out. Can you see that? I don't know what to do about that. You're going through the carbon chassis. We jumped straight into it actually. You've probably seen some video shorts over the last, I don't know how long it would have been now, probably a couple of weeks ago maybe, I don't know, but there would have been like a series of shorts on a daily basis of sort of snippets of building this up. So you would have seen it in its previous form. So now I don't know if I've actually covered it with some carbon fibre sort of tape and then did like a checkered top, just because I don't know, it was a bit worn when I've rebuilt the front up. That I don't, well actually I don't know, it looks like carbon fibre because the shock towers look like carbon fibre, but I could be wrong. This only came out somewhere around December 2015. It wasn't the carbon fibre, that was fibre reinforced plastic, FRP. I don't know if this is as FRP. I mean, it does look like carbon fibre, and it's quite tough. The carbon fibre was only like a hop up, if you like. You can still buy that. It varies on price. You can actually get it off of Model Sport like today, as of recording. It's about 80, was it 50, 58 pounds, 60 pounds or something. About $80. But it's the original one, box from Tamiya, which sort of fetches the money of over £100. So, yeah, the front's been cleaned. I did put ball bearings on the steering, which I had 850s. It had just normal brass bushings on there, which didn't, yeah, it was still smooth, but it's even smoother now. There's any problems with the front blue hubs slightly cracked, but I've glued them back together. I've also added some aluminium hexes. The plastic ones were split. I think there is something, I don't know where they are now, but yeah, they were no good. I suppose now it's the back. So this one's in pretty good condition. You can see I'm going to put a different motor in it. It's the motor that was originally in the other one. I think we'll probably put that in. I think it's a 23 turn Ultima Team something. I did know, didn't I? Techno or something? I don't know. But there it is there, look, I can't read it. So we're going to put that in. And take that sport tuned out. That sport tuned, I think, like I said, I think it's an original sport tuned. I'm going to sell that. So in the video there'll be a link to my eBay store where you'll be able to bid on that if you want that. It does work. I mean, in my video shorts you would have seen a couple of things. I charged up the racing pack. I don't know how long it's going to hold its charge for, but the second time round it charged really well. I don't think it will hold its charge, but we'll use that in this car anyway, and we'll keep the normal electrics in it, which they're behind me, but we've got the electronic speed controller and the servo, and you know, it all works.
because it's I'll put a link in the description as well of all the shorts, the video shorts, sort of the build up to this point. Now we found a one-way diff. I say one-way diff, it's a one-way bearing effectively that's in the car, in the front, so it goes one way freewheels and not the other, so it'll go forward but not back. I'm guessing it'll you know, when you brake, I guess it'll just be the back wheels, won't it, I think. But everything's all pretty good. There was some play in some bits and pieces, but I fixed all that. So the next bit now is really to strip this down, which it looks in pretty good condition, but I just want to have a look at the diff and maybe well, not maybe, is take the motor out. It's got an aluminium motor mount in there, look, which is handy. So I won't film taking this all apart. I mean, there is loads of these on the internet anyway, I suppose, but even though I do like building my diffs, but yeah, I'm going to strip this down. I'll be back. Forgot something to show you. Either it be all back together, or I will. What's that? What's going on? It's alright, NASCAR's on as well. Yeah, I'll be back to show you something interesting, I guess. I've got the back stripped. It's dusty more than anything, but it feels alright. So we'll get that cleaned up. Took the sport tuned out, which would be for sale. Got a feeling it's not an original. It's got made in China, but if you want it, it's here. There'll be a link in the description where you can bid on it. Bid what you want. There's no box, but it is in good condition. It's almost in too good condition. You think that although the car might be old, this isn't, but I don't know. If you know, you'll know. What else? Yeah, we've got this assembly to clean, the diff, and this here is the motor mount. It's a very lightweight aluminium. Not seen one like that before, personally, but no doubt, you know, you might have. Yeah, so I'm just going to clean the diff up. We'll have a look at it. Well, I'll have a look at it. If there's anything unusual, I'll do what I normally do. I'll come and show you. All done. Quick update. Rolling chassis. Rebuilt, cleaned. Different motor, bearings, all sorts. It had some plastic bushings here and there. A couple of broken hubs. Redid the diff, but there was, you know, to be honest, it was alright, but I took it apart. Standard diff, one way front bearing, vintage electronics, period correct ish. Well, yeah, that was the sort of the speed controller that I had. A few washers here and there, I suppose, but yeah, good. I'm really pleased with that. Took it for a quick spin, the garden. I think the mesh is a bit tight. I've got to sort that out. I'll put an upgraded steel prop on there, you can see. So that's for a TT. I keep saying TT. TA02. So we've got this one done. And this one done. This one's got no electrics in. But the main purpose being that this one's ready to go, really. So I mean, I'm just going to sort the gearing out. I think I might go down a smaller pinion, just slightly, so it doesn't. I think it is a bit tight, so I turn that. It's just and it's in the same place. That's the thing. Yeah, that is a bit tight. As I was using it,
the plug and everything was getting a little bit hot. It could be, well, I don't know really. I think it'll be alright. I mean, it's old school electronics. We've still got that, so that's going to be for sale. I don't know if it's a, like I said, is it a genuine Tamiya? I don't know. What do you reckon? I'll show you it close up. You can choose for yourself then whether you're going to bid or not. It's got made in China on there though. Look, but sort of at the bottom. You can see that. That's a bit annoying. So maybe it's a copy. But it looks alright. I mean, it's a bit right on the shelf. But if you want it, there'll be a bid, a link in the description for you to bid. Not a bid. There's a bid in the description. Just show again. I'll show you these. I've done it before. These were the original wheels that are on this when I got it, with those really rock hard tyres. And there's the ones with some tyres on it actually. So a bit smaller than them. The rest is slightly. So don't know. Could try it with them on as well, I suppose. I'll show you quickly it sort of running, if you like. So transmitter. It's got a stiff switch, which is, there we go. So steering's alright. It's definitely tight in it, but all works. We are back on the original build. I spent quite a lot of time doing the other one, which was the TA02 carbon fibre chassis. But that one's pretty much done, apart from the wipers, which I haven't touched yet. I mean, either or, we've got the electronic wipers on there, which should work. We'll put on that one maybe. And we've got these, as I said before, these ones here, which I'll probably put on here. But this body shell it does want a bit of repair work. But it will do for now. Now this is the TA01, and we're going to do this video now. I don't know how long it will be, because I want to go into some detail on the diffs. First off, I'll show you what I've got. You've seen these in loads of other videos. They're nothing special. Manta ray ball diff set. Well, two of these, one here, and there's another one here. So that's the complete diff. I've also got, it's just a differential plate balls standard. So we could build that. And these, I bought these to upgrade the diff. Ceramic. I think I said, don't know what I said last time. Anyway, ceramic balls. I mean, they're probably harder, aren't they? And they're probably more, the tolerances are much smaller, I guess. So they'll definitely be using them. High speed gear set. So looking at this, hopefully it'll fit. You never know, but the spur gear is smaller than standard, so that's going to give you more speed. Not that I really want it to go like, I'm not after like max speed. I'm just after a car that's got good power. I mean, it'll probably be okay on the standard gearing, but we'll put that in as well. And that there is the front diff. There's a geared diff in the front in this one, and that's a aluminium casing, which will go in. The funny thing is, this stuff all seems kind of not quite new. Now it does say on here top force, so the top force is something that's more recent. And these TA01s and TA02s, like from years ago, you wouldn't have got this, because, well, you might have done, but the top force I don't think was out. I don't know quite where the timeline starts and ends with that one. So they must have, you know, they've used parts from the TA01 and 2 to use in the top force, i.e. this. So we're going to put this in as well. So I'll probably do the ball diff, because I can put it together with this, use the ceramic balls and build up the thrust brace again. That really hurts my eyes doing the thrust race. I mean, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see just, I mean, have I got enough light on here even? I don't know. I can't see it from here. Can you, in there, can you see that those little tiny, but they are just, I don't know. I can't see them and I'm here. So yeah, well I managed it clearly. So when we get around to putting the grease on there, that's the only difference I do really. I put different grease on the thrust part of the bit that you tighten up, isn't it, in the diff. So there's different grease I put on there. You probably don't have to. And then I'll show you the grease. I'm going to use slightly different grease. I'll show you this one. This is nearly run out. So this is like Core RC. I can't even read that. High performance lithium grease. I mean, I don't know if that's if it's supposed to be used for the diff, but it works well when I've put it in. But I'm getting quite low on that, so I'll use something else. But I think the first thing to do is I need to strip the car down at the back and get the diff out as it is. So it really couldn't be easier. I mean, I've got a little, what I'd always suggest is when you're doing anything like this, is have a little container where you put everything, a clean container. So I've taken out the bottom pins of the wishbones, just 2. Allows you to swing the arms, the bottom arms up, and the drive shafts come out. Then you've got the, well in my case I've got the aluminium diff cover at the back, so that just slots on there. 4 screws, that's out, and the diff just rolls out, and there it is. It's so easy. So it's super easy to tune. You can't feel, but I can feel. So that's the diff. It's standard otherwise. It's built as the kit. And when I turn that round, it's a ball diff. Feels quite smooth. So when this went in, one thing to note to self is which way around it goes. And you can see there on the back of the car that it goes that way round, because if you put it in, it would work that way round. It would go in. You can't see a lot in there, but the actual diff itself is too far over to one side. So it's always worth noting that that's the way it goes in. Now on here we've got like a cover. It's like a diff cover, and that just goes on there to protect that part of the diff, which is the thrust race. Do you know what I might do? Because I want to compare the two, and because I'm quite pleased with the way that is, I think I might as well build another one. Let's describe how this is. So smooth, it's quite tight, but I wouldn't say notchy, but you can feel the bearings on the rings on the plate. Let's get this stripped apart. Now on the back here, it's got some very clear instructions which are really, really important. The most important thing is the way that these washers are assembled. Like there, if I can move that with my finger there, that bit there is really important that you put that the right way round. So the key to everything is getting yourself organised, isn't it? So I've got everything out that I need. I've got to open this bag in a minute, which has got all the little balls in. But I think first off, we've got these ceramic balls. Now I'm going to put those into a glass container. I'm always a little bit wary with these. These do worry me. I don't know, can that be cut or split? No, that isn't going to work. Do not do that. So make sure they're all at the bottom. It is resealable, and it's supposed to be a cut there. Look, that's why it for some reason doesn't work. But we'll manually cut cut the seal, and then we'll try and not fling these over the shed, because once they go everywhere, that's it, that we're all dead. Just going to put them in here. Well, they bounce quite well. I think that's all of them. I'm not going to tip it up. In there is 12 ceramic balls, 12 holes. There's a film, isn't there? 12, is it 12 bridges? I don't know. And here, Core RC, this is aptly named professional ball diff grease. That's what we'll be using. And then we've got a thrust race grease, so I'll be using that as well. In the packet you get the typical Tamiya ball diff grease, which is fine, it works, but I don't use that. Just take the tags off that, the thrust race plastic. I mean, you can buy these like upgraded. I've taken them off, but I'm going to have to take those little tags off because that ain't going to work otherwise. So I'll just clean these up with a file. I've cut off the tags, but that doesn't hurt. I don't like that. So I just get a little file like that, and just file away that small tag that's still there. I can just see it. My poor eyes. I need glasses. Well, get glasses then. That. Hopefully you can see that it's really small. On the other side, which I haven't done yet, it's got that little tag on it. So let me just do that one. So that's all tickety boo. I don't need that yet anyway, but that's that bit done. These are the new rings. They've kind of got a little bit of grease on them anyway. But what I also do is I'll clean those up with, well, usually initially just a bit of rag to get the grease off that's on there, like when they not assemble it, when they put this in the packet, there's like a little bit of, you can see it on there, it's like a little, I don't know, I suppose it stops it going rusty, or, but we wipe all that off. I mean, it's brand new, so there's nothing on it, but what I tend to do is give it a little clean. And you're probably thinking, why do you do that? Why do I do that? It pretty makes no difference whatsoever. But I just use a bit of this metal polish. I just make sure they're as clean as I can and as smooth. So I'm not saying you're going to notice a difference, because they can just go straight on, can't they? There's nothing wrong with them as they are, but I don't know. My little brain, I think it just helps me understand that they're definitely clean and smooth. So it could be like the placebo effect, but that's one I've done. Let's show the other side. Not sure it's quite as shiny, but it definitely looks better. It's going to polish it, isn't it? It's going to make it much cleaner. It's not too bad now. So there's that, and the one here, I've sort of got stuff on it, but it's more so the bit that I haven't got the cream on. I mean, it is definitely not the back of them with the cream on, but it's definitely not as shiny. It's going to make it look a little bit better, isn't it? A bit smoother. Hopefully help them ceramic balls to glide round. It'd be interesting once it's built to feel the difference in the diff. Well, I'll be able to do that. You'll have to just take my word for it. Okay, so we need part of the diff sort of housing part, I think. That bit and this, I think just cleaning these up a little bit. They do look a bit dull, but they're not actually surface facing parts, so it's not that important. So you can see that a little bit better now, can't you? So there's that bit. You then got the ring gear that goes on. I think what I also need to do is, rather than use anything on here which has got like can have little bits on it, I just need to get a little bit of rag. Saves putting it onto like already dirty surface. So that the ball diff, the balls, I mean, then the diff, then the other piece of the ring part, and then the other side. It's quite important that when you build anything like this, always line it up in the order that you're going to build it. Right, so we're going to start to build this up. Now I'm going to use the professional silicone ball diff grease. I tend to use a paintbrush, only because you can put on what you need without it going, well, usually going everywhere. So you don't need to put a lot on. You don't need to smother the ball diff with grease. There's just not a lot of point. So I sort of put a little bit down there, and then we put one of the rings on there, and then I tend to add a bit onto there as well. Sometimes it can like pick up and fall out into all the crap on the floor, but hopefully that won't happen. So you can see there's only a very small amount of grease on there. You don't want to overdo it. Now, whilst that's standing there, you need to grab the diff part. Now, as far as I'm aware, these holes are slightly different. The holes that side are bigger than that side. So the balls go in that way. So what I will do is I put a bit more grease just inside the sort of the gear there, just sort of go round like that. This paintbrush I think was used in a bit of red, so there's a slight bit of red tinge to that grease now. So we've got our ceramic balls. Now I've got two ways I can do this. Either grease something like, you know, a wrench, put a bit of grease on the end of that, for example. What I tend to do is I'll use tweezers, that, and I just pop it in like that. I'm going to put all 12 of these in. These are the ceramic balls. It worries me, things like this, because you don't get, I don't think you get spares. I didn't count them. I think you get 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's 8, not 12. What am I talking about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 8, and I've got more than what I need. So that means that if I do drop one, we're all good. Okay, so that's full up. We've got actually 4 left. So we'll put those to one side. And you can see there, they've all gone in there with this red tinge. Lovely. Now, the diff itself has got a deeper part than one side than the other. And according to the picture, we've got to put that ball side down. So I need to be careful here. Effectively, that goes in like that. I've just got to make sure it is sitting square. I think it is. And then we've got the other ring, which this bit gets a little bit messy because I need to grease both sides but while holding it, so unfortunately I'll get a bit on my hands here, and this is why I like building diffs. It's just, I think it's therapeutic because it's an actual thing that works. I don't know, it's like shocks. Right, so that's resting on there, lovely. And then we've got this bit, which I will continue to put some grease on here because it helps things stick together. I sort of just, I've done it off camera, I keep forgetting, but just round like that. Got a bit messy fingers now, but I'm going to put that like that in the middle. That's together. What you tend to do now is slide the washers onto this shaft. Now everything's in here, and I've got to make those other ones, those other bearings, which is going to be a bit of a nightmare. So I'm going to put this here. There's an absolute ton of washers. So, and there's also some little O-rings for the axle, sort of the shafts that come out. Right, so I'm just going to put this in just an order on here so that I can see what I've got. Thrust race where the bearings go, 2 O-rings, the nut, 3, I don't know what they call these, disc springs, 3 disc springs, another disc spring, like 2 smaller ones. That's just a thrust washer, and so must that be. Looking at that goes either side. So some of the kits have like a pre-made one of these. Now I'm worried about this. That is absolutely, it's more than insane, and this bit can get quite messy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold that like that and just paint on the top. Spring washers, and it's the smaller ones. Now when they go in, they specifically say that the cone, sort of the curved bit, they go that way, so they curve like that. And I tend to use these and just drop them down there like that. That's one way, and that one curves the other way, the opposite way, which I will do now like that. It now says a thrust washer. Now these are slightly different. So there's one, and there's the other. And I don't know which way round they go. Hang on, let me check. Okay, so the thrust washer that's thicker goes at the top. So what they're saying is that goes in first. I'm going to have to grease all this up now, so it means greasing up with this stuff, putting the balls in, putting it together, and then dropping it in. This is the bit I Flipping, I'm not looking forward to this. I can't see him. Like that. Like that. Oh, they're sticking together. Oh, that one's gone. Like that. I hope they give you spares. Another 2, and I've got 4 in there. Oh, it's all magnetising or something. Or it's grease. Drop that one. Oh my god, it's come out and it's gone somewhere. Did you hear it? Oh, here we go. Oh, there it is. It's gone right over here. Over there. One more. Right, so that's on. I'm just going to dip this in there because I can't let go of what I've got at the minute. So I'm going to go covered in grease. I don't really care. Then that goes on. I mean, it is all stuck together. You have to hold that. Well, I think it is gone on there, but has it gone down there? I think that's on. Doesn't tell you a lot about it. Now the next bit is all about the washers. So one curves down, one curves up, one curves down. I've got to wipe my tweezers. I say I hate doing. I do like doing this, but it is actually quite worrying. So repeat that again. Curved down, curved up, curved down. So got it pinged. So that's curved down. Then it's curved up that way round. And then curved down. Like that. You've got that little nut, and it, funny enough, the normal Tamiya wrench fits this. This should go all the way down. So you get an Allen key. You put that like that. I hope it'll fit actually, like that. And it does say, what does it say on it? Just do it up. I'm pretty sure you've just got to do it up tight. Oh God. Until it stops. Like that. And then you put the top on. And then put the other half of that in. And that, I've got the bearings on there actually, which I haven't done. That, my friends, and how smooth is that? I'll tell you something. You can't feel this, you have to take my word for it. I can feel that. Oh, and whilst I'm here, it's a lot smoother. Wow. There's me thinking it's going to be no different.
but it is. So I mean, that's pretty much it. I've got to put the bearings on there. I've got some spare bits in there, which I don't want to lose them. But that pretty much is a short video on how I build my diffs. I do all my diffs like that. Now I'm going to do, that's not it. Yeah, that's incredible. Wow. I mean, I can only think that it's, I mean, that's a nice diff, this one. I can only think it's those balls, those ceramic balls. I've got steel ones in there. But, yeah, so what I need to do now is reassemble this, put it all back together. And then I'll probably do a part 2. Because it will just be a lot easier, maybe, where we're going to build and put this one in the front. When we've done that one, we'll include the high-speed gearing as well. So I think that'll just be the part 1. There'll be another short video, part 2, following pretty quickly after, so you won't have to wait long. But that's the diff build. What do you think? I wish you could feel this one compared to the other one. I mean, that's nice. It isn't. There's a bit more resistance there, but that is so smooth. To recap, the diff went in. It was a bit tight. It's like the width with the upgraded, what was it, a top force housing, if you like. And when you sort of put them together, I don't think it quite fitted flush with the diff itself, like the gear. So it is, in my opinion, a bit tight in there. So when you turn the wheels, I mean, I've redone the mesh on the end motor. I still think it's a bit tight, but the diffs are amazing. Well, yeah, diffs. The geared diff, smooth, and the rear ball diff. It's really good. So what we're going to do now is start to work on some electrics, which means getting into this. So this is the Tekin electronic speed controller. It's the 410 S2 from, I don't know, didn't I say this was out? I did look it up, didn't I, and did that video, but if I think of it, I'll put a link in the description. The box says copyright 1993. It's probably the same similar era to when the TA01 was 91, the TA02 was 1992, I think, 3, somewhere around there, I can't remember. So this would have been with the sort of the second, the TA02 chassis, which isn't this one as it happens. But so I think what we'll do is let's get this. You've seen it anyway, but we'll get it out of the box. So you can see it's a really nice clean example. Now the person that sold this to me used this for racing. I think he did truggies or something. So it's been fitted with like modern connectors, battery and motor, which is what I'll do that anyway, saves cutting this one off. On the side here it's got just simply battery positive and battery negative, and motor positive and negative on there, which you can hopefully see. So it's fairly straightforward. The two middle ones, so it's blue and red. So that one there is the motor, So I think the first thing to do is probably cut these back. So I'll do that. I'll do that now. There you go, the wiring's done. I'll explain why the wires are so long in a minute, but well, it'll go kind of there-ish, and I'll tidy the wiring up. There's a little bit of a story with the wiring, but I seem to remember it going there anyway. It could go there. I think that's the preferred location there, to be honest, but that wasn't as easy as it seemed. But let me explain. So for some reason I had real issues soldering. Now I say for some reason, I wouldn't say I'm a great solderer by any stretch. In fact, I do, if I'm honest, I struggle with soldering. But I think I've done all the soldering on the cars over the years, and this one really sort of tested me. I think it's got to something to do with, you know, just what I was doing in my technique. You know, I can't blame anything. You know, the soldering iron that I was using works. You know, it does what it does. I think wires I had initially on that electric motor were just a little bit too thick, so I changed them. I mean, you can see there on the picture that's just behind me there. It looks like it's almost done, but in fact it wasn't. The black wire that's attached. Is it attached? Yeah, the black wire's attached. It does look like the red wire's attached. Well, it is actually. The red wire is attached, but it's not attached to the other end. But I took those off, those wires, and put just thinner gauge wire on there for now. The soldering iron seems to work fine, and I've got like two separate bits of solder. One's leaded and one's unleaded. Don't know. I think I'm also. I think I need flux. I'm pretty sure I bought flux, but I can't find it. So I think half it is what I was doing. Anyway, it took forever, and I mean, I don't give up. I never give up on things. I keep going. And with RC, if you get to the point where you're a little bit frustrated, you can like walk away, can't you? I mean, it's not the end of the world, is it? But because you get everything out with the soldering iron, it's all sort of heated up and in and there and that and plugged in and where you want it, and to pack it all away and got stuff everywhere on my desk, my workbench. Oh, I just didn't want to give up. Anyway, long story short, I did manage it eventually, but it's got a thinner wire, that red wire you can see there, and the black wire. Well, I took those off and put a thinner gauge wire on. The only thing is, one of the wires I had was not long enough, and I was being a bit stingy. I didn't want to sort of quickly bother to search for all through me other when all the new wiring is. I should have done new wires, shouldn't I? But I just put two together and made a bit of a sleeve, and it seemed to work. And that's why the wiring on the motor's quite long, because it's easy to get to. And I didn't want to arse around with the ESC and start cutting off what had already been put on there. And it's done, it's been there a while since that ESC has been used, and whoever's done it done a really good job. So I didn't want to sort of muck that up. So that's why it ended up like a big long spaghetti version of what could have been much neater. What I'll do is just make sure the wiring's tidy. That's all everywhere like a spaghetti junction. So anyway, let's get back to it.
Well, who'd have thought using flux as a thing? I didn't like the fact that wire was really long, so I've just literally just trimmed it back and wired it directly to the motor with it, because it had a plug, and it was quite long. I thought it would have been alright, but I was actually losing sleep over that. So yeah, it does look a lot better. I've got to stick it down, which I'll do now.
Got one of those cheapy Chinese receivers, which doesn't go very far, but it doesn't matter. It's not a speed run car. And I've got a digital servo here. Now this wasn't for this. This is far too good for this. This was supposed to be for the fan RC, you know, the RC10 copy. Just try and open it. I mean, it's, there you go. Looks a little bit like those cheap Chinese ones, but it's not cheap. It's like 50 odd pound, I think, 50 UK pounds. But yeah, haven't got round to buying a servo, to be honest. I haven't been in the shed for like over a week, nearly 2 weeks. Been too busy. So anyway, I'm gonna stick that on, mount the servo. I suppose I better pair this. Well, that'll be with the Sanwa, won't it? So we'll put it on, and then, well, I suppose see if it works. Thing is, this is designed, I think, to have a servo here, which is what this little roller thing here is supposed to sit on, with a cable tie. Otherwise it kind of, this torque converter sort of whips, moves a little bit, which is a bit, I might have to see if I can fit that onto something else, because it's supposed to spin inside a cable tie. It's a bit of a weird setup. I didn't even think that was a thing. But anyway, right, I've got a few things I need to do, and I'll be back when it's kind of almost complete. But it should be actually ready to run, ready to go, shouldn't it, really? But will it be that easy? You know, I don't know. Anyway, I'll see in a bit. Okay, well, it's all in. Got to do some wire tidying and what have you, and I've got to move the servo horn. But I'll show you. So steering, although it's going to be slightly out. Throttle with this vintage speed controller. It is running a bit tight, and this vibrates, so I've got to hold. There's a support pulley here, which I need to figure out what to do with that, because it vibrates. But it all works. I'm going to need to sort of free it up a little bit because it is a bit tight. I think it's the front. I think it's that diff, sort of diff housing, if you like. But there you go. What? Now what? I'm going to probably do the final video. You'll be glad to hear of just tidying up, sorting the steering out. I don't know if I'm going to free it up or not. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it yet. The tyres are glued on. Get the body shell on, and then we'll probably, well, it's getting winter. No, it's not quite winter, but it's rubbish weather. So I don't know when I'm going to get these out, but they're both done pretty much. So the next video, whatever final video, you're glad to hear. Unless it's a really nice day, I don't know if I'm going to get them out running. But well, I think that says it all. Because it's been, and it's only on a NIM at the moment, so I'm not going to put it on a LiPo, I don't think, because I'm not sure what this takes. But we're pretty much there. I've got to sort this whip for the torque converter. I don't know, there's this pulley which I've shown you before, but there, that pulley there, little white pulley, is supposed to fit onto, right, if you have the electronic speed controller, it goes onto one of the servo parts, and you sort of loop it round and it stops it whipping like this. So I'll figure something out, even if I've got to mount something off of where the servo would have gone, and then put a hole in it or whatever, and then just to sort of stop this bit in there that should be. So we've got this in a modified, that little bushing, well, not modified it, but fitted a servo horn onto there, and it just cable ties around there to keep this in situ. The torque converter, we've sort of tidied up some of the wiring, put it in. Haven't sorted out the sort of the front diff. Yeah, don't know. I'm not sure what to do about that yet. But the servo's in. It's all working, which I'll just quickly show you. I think the batteries are going flat in this, but anyway, steering. That's all sort of lined up now. And then the power. That all works well. So what's next? Well, massive bag of all the bits that I bought and spares that came off of this car and the other one. So it's a huge bag, so big it's split. But TA01 and TA02 parts, plastics, and all the other bits that come with it. So that's that. We've still got, I'm not sure which one to put this on. So these are adjustable turnbuckles, if you like. That's my understanding, although I'm not sure how they go together. Oh, there is stuff in there, I think. Yeah, I think they butt up and they can be adjustable, so they need to go on. I showed you these in a really early video. Not sure what they are. I don't know what they are. They were listed under TA01 and TA02. I'm a bit confused on that. I haven't worked that one out yet. And then we've got the detailed wiper blade. This one. And we've got the electric version here. So I think, I'm not sure which one to put on. Let's just stick the body shell on. And there is that one. Hasn't had the windows smoked, and I suppose it could do with like the rally driver figure, which has like two sort of people in there. But it's all original, but highly hopped up. So we've got, we've got that one and that one. One being the original TA01 and TA02 carbon fibre. Don't know which one you prefer, but they're both awesome actually. That's got original electrics in, like from back in the day electrics. Well, this one's got slightly more modern. But over the course of the summer, this is all I've been doing really. Hence why we got like 7 parts. Which, some might think that's too long, but yeah, I don't know. I actually quite like it. I mean, there's a couple of stickers that haven't stuck on there. What's going on? And it's bled through a little bit on there, which is, is what it is, I suppose. But it's in reasonably good condition. I haven't painted the rear wing as I planned. It is, I don't know, it looks right white actually, I must say. Anyway, don't know what to do on that one yet, but it's just deciding what to do with that or what to do with that. So that'll still be in this part, the final fettling, if you like. This one's been smoked, this one hasn't, so maybe I'll put, I don't know, the electric ones on here and put the static ones on this one just as detail. Like I said, don't have to go on there, but yeah, I mean it's all well and good. But nothing, I mean, it hasn't got wing mirrors on it. I think I've got wing mirrors somewhere. But yeah, I'm quite chuffed with them actually. There's up underneath, you know, you saw that before. It's more standard, this one. It's also got that really old Tamiya racing pack that works. So there's the two Escorts. I've now got to find out in my head, just to make sure. Well, I think that one will probably go on there, and that one go on there, and then we've got, I said, not sure what they are. Turnbuckles. We'll crack on with perhaps these wipers, which they're like, I don't need to be, I feel like a giant. They're so detailed. So I'm going to put those on there, and then we'll figure out these. Right, got this Endura. It's for 1/10 RC. It's for crawlers, but there's no reason why you can't put that onto a buggy. Although it's probably, I'll be honest, a crawler is going to be a lot slower moving. You know, chasing around an off-road track at reasonable speed with this on there might not be the best move. But anyway, so you can see it's got so many small bits in there. Oh my good grief, I don't know how I'm going to do this. There's no instructions either. Oh, there's another bag in there actually. It's so small. Oh my god. I mean, how is that even possible? Bet you there's nothing else in there. Yeah, look. I can't see them. Look at them. I mean, what the hell? I don't think I've got anything small enough. Like tool wise. Oh my god, not sure this would be a particularly great idea. So there's one, like, comes in 2 bags, and there's another one. Well, that's got rubbers, and that's the actual, like, frames of the wiper, and these are the sort of the rubber parts. Oh my god, I don't know what to do. How am I going to do that? I'm just going to tip some of these into here, or not some, I'm going to tip this bag into here. Right, the bag is empty. And it's all in there. Here come the tweezers. There's no way I'm going to see this. There's absolutely no way. So that's the arm. There's obviously 2 of them. But not the arm. That's the arm. The other bit's like the wiper part. And we've got like 2 little brackets in here. I'll show you one, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't see them. My eyes just don't work. And there's a little, like, bracket. The thing is, I'll tell you what I haven't got. I mean, you're going to need like watch tools, aren't you? I need another bowl. A bowl. I need something else. Something else other than chucking it all in there. I'm just going to use another plastic thing, but this has got even smaller parts. Now, I'm telling you right now, if I drop any of these, then not only am I dead, oh my god, that's not, but it's never going to be able to get done. Ever. I can't even show you that. Right, so we've got like, can you see that? We've got the rubber bit. a spring. I'm not well, a spring. I didn't show you that, but that, oh my god. So I'll put that there. Must be one of each. There's like, I don't know how many really tiny nuts. I need to just sort these out a minute. So how many have I got of each? So there's like 4 springs. 1, 2. Is that smaller than that? I've got some really small nuts, and then some not quite so small nuts, and 2 like grommets. I'm assuming that's just for the rubber bit. Oh god, right. And it obviously screws together. Oh my god, I can't even see it. I've got like a magnifying glass there, but it's not so much that. It's more I need like really tiny teensy wincy tools to put it together with, and I just don't. I don't think I've got them that small. Right, let me just I was going to do like a detailed build of these. That's just not going to happen because I can't see anything. So I'm going to just figure out maybe how to put one together, and then I might, if I can figure that out, I'll show you how to do it. Maybe if I can see it. That's that done. Oh man, look. Oh, my eyes and my brain ache. Probably one of the toughest things I've done. Why do I bother? I'm not doing that now. No way. I'm also not doing that now. Oh, trying to find some door mirrors, but my eyes, look. Ugh. But they are on. They're overkill for what this is. As soon as it, I mean, they go on pretty well. Try and show you a bit of a closer up. See that? And they kind of. The good thing is they've got a little spring you put on, and it sort of springs it back down on the window lightly. I don't know how and why you'd have these on anything. I mean, and I didn't lose anything. You're not going to believe what I dropped though. They're in a bag, so you'd have to just bear with me. So there's 2 types of screws in there. Can you see the really small ones? Oh my life! I dropped one. It disappeared. It hit. I heard it hit. It hit me, and then it hit the floor. And I thought, well, that's that gone. And in my determination, I found it, and I used that, a magnet. Oh my god! And I found it. That is a win-win as far as I'm concerned. So I think for the time being we're done. You'll be glad to say. For the TA01 and 2, there'll be update videos once I get these other bits put on. You know, those bits and those bits in there, and possibly those, but on the other car, the TA02. This is the TA01. That will conclude the TA series chassis builds. You'll be pleased to know. Next we'll be running them. Now, don't know if I get a chance yet, but there will be a running video soon, maybe next year. We'll have to see. And I'll stick all these videos in a playlist so that you can browse through them once this is uploaded. And then the job's a good one. So that was an enjoyable build. The other one's up here, but I won't get that down. You've seen loads and loads of pictures and stuff on that one. But let me know what you think. Did you enjoy it? We've also got, got those diff builds. There is a problem with the diff, I think. It's a bit stiff, so I've still not worked it out yet. But yeah, it does need like a rally figure in it, doesn't it? It needs one. Oh, that means only 2. That also means they need painting. I don't know. I might get, if you can still get them. If you can probably get them off eBay or something like that, can't you? But yeah, I might even get them professionally painted. They look really good, wouldn't they? Because it will cover everything. Although that one up there's got like smoked windows, these ones weren't smoked. So maybe get like the driver figure in there possibly, and get some wing mirrors on this, and the electric wipers on the other one. And the other few little bits here that are going to go in. But we're pretty much done, unless I get any until some update videos. We'll on to the next build really. What do you reckon? BBX. Let me show you what we've got. So we've got the BBX, all those mega hop ups. That's next. Or Tamiya Thundershot, or that one, what was called the Rough Rider. And there's absolutely tons of other stuff in here that I've not even got near, but either that one or that one, well, not the rag, the BBX. So an absolute ton of hop-ups that one has. And so this one, I've got some other stuff coming from Bayi. You'd have seen a video on that. Yeah, so let me know. I'll put a poll up. Yeah, a poll in the video, and then you can vote. I keep showing the rag. Why? There we go, look. So, I'll let you decide. Goodbye TA01 for now. And TA02. Filming me, filming you. I hope you enjoyed that series. Give us a thumbs up, a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.